So this is the anatomy of quitting a through hike before it's done. You know, I've been thinking of all my options. So Mark, who I showed you in yesterday's video, he's coming back this way to Pine too. He's from Flagstaff. Offered me a place to stay and a ride up there. And from what I can gather, the snow from Flagstaff to the canyon, and of course through the canyon to the north rim would be clear. He said probably the west side of Snow Bowl, the ski area up there, is going to be snow. But once you got through that, it makes sense that it's kind of a grasslands all the way through the canyon. Lots of sun, so I'd almost believe that snow's gone. Might be muddy, but a lot of it's a road walk. I mean, a Forest Service road walk. And but I have friends that work on the North Rim who say ADOT, Arizona Department of Transportation, is plowing the road now, but it's going to take a while. They're still on their snowcats. And so when you get to North Rim, you're just going to walk 30-some mile road highway up to Jacobs Lake. After that, you know, it could be opened. I mean, you're going to have to hitch about 5 miles east to catch the trail from Jacobs Lake if you road walk. And then it's wooded, but a lot of it turns to sagebrush. Same thing with up here. If I would have kept going, you know, I looked at SnowTel, and it looked like the heaviest snow is right there where the rim starts. You know, you might walk through 20 miles across the top of that stuff. And then it looks like the center didn't get as much snow for some reason. That's probably going to be muddy, but you might even find the trail there. And then maybe another 20 miles into Flag, it's going to be that same snow again. You know, it opens up out there in certain areas and fields, and it's actually really beautiful. You see, you know, Mount Humphreys in the foreground, and you know, it's very doable. You know, had I not done this trail already, I might have pushed on. I've been in the canyon a number of times, so, you know, people that are out here and have spent the money and the logistics to do all this, they should probably at least flip-flop, you know, do what I was thinking, go with Mark up to Flag and go through the canyon. But I think I'm just pulling the pin. I'm happy. I had a nice 500-mile trip. I know the difference now between a normal year and an abnormal Arizona trail year. The guy I ran into yesterday who was pushing on from Bulgaria, who had gone in and kind of beefed up his gear. A lot of people don't have that option, you know. You're on a budget. You just can't go to town and buy a few $100s worth of gear because your sleeping bag was, you know, not up to these kind of temperature ratings. So you really should kind of get your gear so you're good for hot, you're good for cold. Get a warm bag, take it off when it's hot. That's what I do. I pretty much use mine as it's a mummy bag. I can zip it right up to my neck. But usually I use it as a quilt, and if it's a 5-degree bag. If it's hot, I take it off. It's a lot easier to take it off than you put it on. So my other problem is food. I do long food carries, so my carry was Sunflower to Flag, get a meal in Pine, maybe Mormon Lake. That didn't even look promising this year. Plus, if there's a lot of snow, it's a mile or so off trail to get to Mormon Lake. So I'm not sure I'd make that detour. There's going to be a lot of work. So if I hit snow and start doing 10-mile days, I'm running out of food, and it's going to be like the Donner Party. I'll be seeing other hikers going, hey, nice calves. Okay, I've hiked another 5 miles. I said this was the anatomy of a failed through hike. So it's a beautiful day, beautiful trail. I mean, I've just run into a trail crew. They really done a beautiful job on this section between Pine and 300 where I hit all that snow. And so I'm thinking, you know, finally this weather's broken. I mean, it's been freezing for 27 days. This is what, 28th day. And I think spring's finally here, but now I'm in the snow belt. But I've heard that from Flag to the canyon and through the canyon is pretty clear, so I'm going back to Pine. I've got another 13 miles to get back to Pine. And then I'm going to get a ride up to Flagstaff where I have a food box, so that solves my food dilemma. And then I'm going to go to the North Rim. Like I say, I've got friends up there that I know they're plowing the road, and I don't road walk. So I know I'm not going to road walk to Utah from there, but just going through the grasslands, Babbitt Ranch, the beautiful canyon, I'll just do rim to rim to rim. Call it a day, I guess. That's the plan now. I still have 13 miles before I have to catch a ride to Flag. I'm thinking maybe my friend Mark is who's behind me. He's from Flagstaff. I'm sure he'll give me a ride. Otherwise, I'll hitch up there. That's the plan for now. Keep smiling. So here's a lesson. This is a really tricky intersection here. So a couple days ago on the video, I was saying when you come to a junction, always check gut hook because you could be going the wrong way and not even know it. So I came down the trail when I was headed for the Mogollon, came down this trail right here, missed this hairpin turn here because the trail looks like it goes straight past this sign and down there to a road, a creek. That's a road creek. Sometimes the trail's a road, sometimes the trail's a creek, and that's a trail creek. Anyway, I found out that I was not going the right direction because I did check. And then I walked down the road that way, and it still didn't look good. And then I saw those two carbon fiber posts there, came back up here, saw my junction, but knowing that I'm going up on the Mogollon, I forgot that I'd come down this trail. I just thought up was my direction, and I went backwards for 2 miles before I finally saw a cow bone that I recognized. I thought, boy, if you don't have a twin, I've really messed up bad. And I couldn't figure out where I messed up. And I thought, did I sit down and have something to drink and get up and walk the wrong way? I've never done that. I thought, it's happening. I have dementia. And so all the way back, I was thinking, how could I have got turned around? And when I got here, it all made sense. And I kicked myself because, you know, round trip, it cost me 4 miles. You know, I do take my own advice. I did check gut hook or far out. I was on the trail. I just wasn't going the right way. I saw the blue dot on the red line. I'm good to go. Put my phone away. Anyway, it pays to check junctions because sometimes they aren't what they seem. So the last 24 hours have been a roller coaster. You know, about this time yesterday, I was up in that snow and I said I was done. And then I decided I'd just skip this section for a couple weeks because it is just snow and mud up there. The people that are going through are going to feel that. But I decided, since Mark, who I showed you in the other video, was going back to Flagstaff, and he'll be coming in. He does about 10 miles a day. I do 20, so he's coming in the morning. And I thought I would hitch a ride to Flag with him, go on up to the North Rim, and then come back and do this section. And then maybe it'd be enough melted out that I could go on to Utah. But today, now the National Park Service just announced that the North Kebab Trail is closed starting tomorrow until June 2nd or 4th or something. I guess they've got water pipe damage and cave-ins, and I don't know. You know, you call the National Park Service, you get voicemail. It's like trying to call the president. So I'm just listening to voice recordings from the Park Service, which are pretty generic. Get better information on Facebook. But a lot of people, I just went down and had a beer and a burger in Pine, and 3 other hikers came in and they're done. As soon as people hear they can't get to Utah anyway without getting around the big ditch, they're bailing. So it's just not the best year to be doing the Arizona Trail, but you know, it's all an experience. It is what it is. You get what you get. So now my plan is, my wife's picking me up here in Pine tomorrow, going back to the mothership, and we'll be heading home to Michigan in, I don't know, a few weeks. Keep smiling.